Hello and welcome to the Restaurant Show here on CW57. My name is Ryan Ashker. Stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting stuff going on. Andrew Zimmern from the Travel Channel is going to be on, as well as P.F. Chang's. All that and much more, so stay tuned. It's the Restaurant Show right here on CW57. Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Super excited right now. We have our new guest coming in from P.F. Chang's, so fantastic food. And today we have Demetrio. Demetrio, thanks for coming in.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So Demetrio brought along some fantastic stuff, and we're going to start with the jicama tacos, or lobster jicama tacos, as he's telling me.
Yes.
So he already has the lobster going, and as we're kind of waiting for that, you got some other really good looking stuff here in front of us.
Yep, we got our spicy tuna roll, freshly rolled to order with our California roll and our lobster roll.
Okay.
For every taco that we sell, we donate $1 to breast cancer.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep, as well as if you take a selfie in the restaurant with our horse and you hashtag P.F. Chang's Pink, we also donate $1.
Okay, so you get to have some fun with that and still help out a great cause.
Exactly.
All right.
So we got lobster frying here, it's almost done. We got a hot pan that we're gonna saute a few aromatic vegetables. We got red onions, Fresno peppers, scallions, and freshly chopped garlic.
All right.
So we're gonna add a little bit of oil just to lubricate the pan and saute these for a few seconds. Okay. So just one. While it's going, if you could skim that out with that skimmer there in the pot.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Tell me what, you might not get this lobster back to put in the tacos.
No.
Smells good coming fresh out of that, I'll tell you that much. Holy cow.
Yep.
There we go. Look at that, I'm cooking today on the show.
So we got our crispy lobster tail, and we're gonna toss that with those aromatics and also season it with our special Hunan salt. It's very like tangy, spicy.
All right.
Yep.
And that's something that's pretty exclusive to you guys. You don't
Yes.
see that around too many other places.
Yep. P.F. Chang's only. So now we're gonna add a little butter to it and brown that, and also toss those seasonings into that lobster.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
If I tried that, it'd be all over the floor by now.
Yeah, maybe.
That's why Demetrio comes in, he's the pro.
Thank you. So jicama is a root vegetable, and it has a crisp texture, kind of like a taco shell, as well as a sweetness. So it's okay to put spicy things like the Fresno peppers that we have in here along with that salt mix.
Very interesting.
Yep. So now we can just plate those in the taco.
So is that
Sure.
kind of a normal order? It's 3? Or
Yes.
Yeah, 3, okay.
Yep. We got a new menu coming October 28th, and we will have 4 tacos instead of 3.
Oh, wow.
Or it comes in 3 and 4. Yep, along with a lot of other things. We got squash dumplings coming. So
All right.
they're getting creative.
Getting very creative.
Yeah. So we top that off with a little cilantro, ripeness, and lime wedge on the side. The idea is to squeeze the lime on top just to get that acidic balance, along with that crispiness, sweet and spicy flavor.
And that would finish this, your jicama
Yep.
lobster taco.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. And that's on the menu right now, or do we
That
wait
is
for the
on
new
the menu.
That's
Yes.
on the menu right
That
now.
is.
And then they have the new menu coming out, and you can get more of those. You can get 4 of them in the new order. So tell us once again with the breast cancer awareness, is every taco you get,
Yes, we donate $1 to breast cancer.
Okay.
Or you can take a selfie with our horses that sit outside our restaurant.
Sure.
And hashtag P.F. Chang's Pink.
and who doesn't want to take pictures while they're out to dinner? You can take a selfie with your dinner, and then go take a selfie with the horse.
Exactly.
Hashtag it P.F. Chang's Pink, and you're helping out breast cancer awareness in the month of October, which is a fantastic cause, and there's places all over you can do that with, and we're super happy that P.F. Change is in here and telling us what they're doing to help out, so I encourage you guys to go there and enjoy some fantastic food, maybe the jicama tacos, and then take a selfie and help out breast cancer awareness. And that new seasonal menu is coming up, and you said that's a couple different items that you know about on there
Yes.
so far.
So we're bringing steak back to our menu, so you can have steak, you can
Okay.
have lobster. So surf and turf coming to our menu, so it's great.
Now, if I'm going out there to eat, you know, the sushi, I think we've all had that, and that's fantastic, made-to-order sushi. What are some of your favorite menu items?
Favorite menu item would be the lobster fried rice. Yeah, we're doing a
Lobster
lot
fried
with
rice.
yes.
Okay.
We're doing a lot with lobster, similar to the taco, but in the form of rice.
All
Yeah,
right.
So it's great, real lobster.
Real.
Yeah.
And with you, you've been working at P.F. Chang's for a while, so you got all this stuff down.
Yeah. I'm the go-to guy for P.F. Chang's.
Go-to guy. So how long you been cooking over there?
5 years.
5 years.
Yep. Straight out of culinary school, and I went straight to P.F. Chang's. So. it's
Wow.
great. Yep.
Very nice. So, you know, you have Dimitri over there, and he's been doing it for a while. He'll get with some fantastic food. Now, one of the other unique things with P.F. Chang's, and one of the reasons I like to go there, is you guys are all very knowledgeable, not only about the menu, but on drinks and things like that. So
Yep.
if I go in there, talk to the waiter, waitress, and they can find me something appropriate to go with pretty much anything I order, right?
Right. Yeah, we train our wait staff on how to balance the meal with the drinks that we serve at the bar. Yep. And we also have a gluten intolerance menu that it's a pretty wide variety of allergen protocol that we use to accommodate our guests. So it's great.
And that's very important because more and
Yep.
more people are trying to eat healthier, trying to eat gluten-free and keep that out. So P.F. Chang's has basically a full menu with things like
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here you said you make these ready to order, correct?
Correct.
All right. So being able to put this stuff together, how long does that really take you to lay out kind of a sampler like this?
It will probably take about 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad
Put
at all.
a lot of detail into it. This one is curry aioli on top of it with sliced avocado, so it's really good.
Sliced avocado, that was
Yep.
always good. And then what was this guy again?
That's the California roll, classic. Just
Classic California
bring
roll.
it to
Okay, we
P.F.
all know what
Chang's,
that
and
is.
then the spicy tuna roll, mixture of ahi tuna diced with avocado and lobster. And
Oh my goodness.
we got all
You got a favorite out of those three?
the lobster avocado roll.
Lobster avocado. I'm
Yes.
gonna have to try that one.
Yep.
And definitely gonna dive into some of those jicama tacos, the lobster tacos. Love the lobster, and just the way it smells is absolutely fantastic. So go check them out. Order tacos, breast cancer awareness, or take a picture with the horses in front of the restaurant and hashtag it PF Chang's Pink.
Yes.
PF Chang's Pink, and you're gonna help raise some money for breast cancer awareness all month of October. So, Demetrio, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today.
you.
Go check out Demetrio and check out some of the tacos and sushi, fantastic food over at PF Chang's. We'll be back with more of the Restaurant Show in just a moment. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, Andrew Zimmern from Bizarre Foods. Hello, welcome back to the Restaurant Show here on CW57. Right now I'm very excited to talk to one of my favorite TV personalities. Being able to host a food show, I look up to this guy because he gets to do some of the funnest stuff in the world and try stuff I could never imagine. Andrew Zimmern, he's here to talk about his brand new digital series called Big Country. Andrew, welcome to the Restaurant Show today. How you doing?
Thanks, Ryan. Glad to be here.
We're very excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about this new project you're working on, this Big Country series.
Well, it kind of goes back to the beginning of, my idea for Bizarre Foods. I wanted to travel around the world and tell stories about culture through food. And once I became a 9-month-a-year traveler, I began to realize that I was having cumulative change in my life because of the transformative power of travel. When you travel, you're a better version of yourself. You're more patient, you're kinder, you're more understanding, you take different risks. All your best aspects of your personality come out. And then you are able to bring those back into your life when you return home. Travel has incredible benefits that way. Plus, it provides a needed respite from whatever's going on in our lives. So for years, I've been approached with web series of all different types, and I've only said yes once before because if the content isn't right and the idea isn't right, I'm luckily in the position where I don't have to do it. US Cellular came to me with the idea for Big Country. I said yes right away. And the reason is that it was all about that transformative power of travel. The idea was, let's hold a national call to action for friends and families to nominate their loved ones to go on a trip. These are people who are time poor, cash poor, circumstances of life prevent them from travel, or they've gotten in such a rut they just never travel at all. And we were able to take these people and put them on a plane and, Shanghai them in the true sense of the word to another city to have a day-long experience with me from dawn to dusk. And we got to see the change in them as human beings from the beginning of the day to the end of the day in a much more profound way than we ever expected. It's super cool. And folks can see these episodes at uscellular.com/bigcountry. And maybe more importantly, we have one more trip yet to take in August, and we're still taking nominations for that trip until August 10th, so people can see the shows and nominate a loved one at the same time to come on a trip with me and have that transformative, thing happen when you travel and do some good adventure learning.
That is really cool. I'm going to have to check those out on uscellular.com for sure. That sounds like an absolute dream vacation, to be able to kind of come hang out and eat some of the bizarre stuff you do and just be able to get away. Sounds like a lot of fun. Now, you mentioned being a 9-month traveler and some of those things you put up with doing bizarre foods and all the other great stuff that you're up to. What about being homesick? Does being able to stay in touch with family, friends, things like that make it a little bit easier to be away for so long at a time?
I'm not sure I could have done this job if I wasn't in the digital age. I'm a sensitive person, and I don't think anybody can be away from home for that long. I'm married. I have a 10-year-old. I miss them every day that I'm gone. Luckily, we live in the digital age, and so I can make fun little videos and send them to my 10-year-old, so regardless of what time zone I'm in, he can wake up and see me doing something pretty goofy. I can always Skype or FaceTime with my wife. I can keep in touch with fans on social media. I can talk to my friends any hour of the day or night. I'm one of those folks that likes to be connected. I don't like to be disconnected. I'm thrilled to be attached to my community. I think that the world is about people and relationships, and that's why I go and travel and study people and relationships, and I do it through food. But people and relationships are primary to me, so consequently, I want to stay in touch with that and stay connected to them.
Now, being able to stay in touch with people and being in the digital age, people have vast opportunities to go and take trips, do things like that. What are some tips that you might have for someone that's always kind of thought of that dream vacation to get them to go out and finally take it and treat themselves to something like that?
Well, number one, they shouldn't wait. They should do it. Number two, don't let a good deal encourage you to take a vacation that's not 100% in your wheelhouse. If you have a great deal at a beach resort in the Bahamas, don't do it if you don't like to sit on a beach with a stack of books all day long. If you like the high-speed energy of big cities, get a trip and go to Asia or Europe or South America. Go to Santiago, Chile, and hang out in one of the coolest cities in the world that nobody from America goes to visit, really. There's so many places that we can go, and we end up going to places because of the big deal. You end up not saving anything because you don't have a really great holistic experience when you're there. The other thing I would encourage people to do is get lost. My rule of thumb when I'm taking a family vacation is we research, and then when we get there, we get lost. We try to fly by the seat of our pants and not stick to a script. That makes for a more interesting trip, and it certainly makes for a more adventurous, creative time, and you end up having more fun. And then last but not least, I don't care whether you only get 7 days at work, off that year. Don't take a 7-day trip. Take a 6-day trip and come back and give yourself a day back home before you head back to work. Otherwise, you're going to shortchange yourself both on the ameliorative benefits of the vacation itself and the pejorative reaction of heading back to work too soon.
I love that get lost tip. That's one of my favorite things to do if I have a chance to go out. We're running out of time. We just have a moment left, so I got to ask, I'm a big fan of watching you with Bizarre Foods and some of the shows you do. What's maybe the strangest thing that you've eaten you can share with us?
Strangest, probably pololo, which is a tiny microscopic worm that lives in coral beds a mile below the ocean in the Samoan Atoll in the deep Pacific. And every 5 to 10 years, when atmospheric conditions are just right, they float up to the surface and the natives collect them and spread them on bread or cook them with eggs. They're absolutely delicious. Never heard of them before, never seen them before, we'll never get to taste them again. It's a very rare commodity in the world. And the surprise of their bright blue-green algae-like color was one of the great joys of my gustatory lifestyle.
Very nice. Andrew, thank you for joining us here on the Restaurant Show today.
Thanks, Ryan. Take care. Good luck.
You too. Andrew Zimmern, check him out on Big Country, brought to you by US Cellular. We'll be back with more of the Restaurant Show in just a moment. Coming up next, Rosie's Coffee Bar and Kaz stop by. Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. I'm very excited right now because I usually learn something when they come in. It's our friends from Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. As always, we have Kaz here. Kaz, welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
And you brought a friend along.
I sure did. I brought Roy, and he is with a new company called Cadis.
Cadis. Roy, thank you for coming here today.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Cadis. What is it?
So Cadence Cold Brew, we take JBC coffee on the east side of Madison, and we are right next door. We brew it into cold brew coffee, and then we put that cold brew into kegs, into bottles, and into bag-in-a-box. It's at Rosie's on Nitro. It's at Sardine on Willie Street, and I can pour some. And it's probably easier to see it and while we're explaining it.
I'd love that.
Awesome.
So it does kind of come out almost like beer out of a tapper.
You bet, you bet. So that is black coffee, and the color that you're seeing is just the nitrogen that's infused into the product, and it'll just kind of settle out, and it kind of gives it that creaminess. But that's next to 0 calories, and it's all of that is just the nitrogenation of the coffee.
Wow.
So
now, is this something that is kind of all over the country and new to Madison? I haven't seen this before. Where'd you get the idea to bring it here?
Sure. So cold brew has been around for quite a while, and it's been in Madison, certainly with people making it in toddies, which kind of 5-gallon plastic buckets that you add coffee grounds and water to. So what we kind of did was working with JBC Coffee to have a really incredible coffee going into it, and then also we built our own brewer over the last about 3.5 years. So we like the plastic bucket cold brew, but we thought we could improve upon that. So we kind of built our own brewing method to make a fresher and more consistent product. So yeah, that's what we've been working on for a while.
And you alluded to it as well. It's kind of a different way to enjoy coffee, but you wanted to start with the best you could. And JBC, we've had them in here before. That is really good coffee. So you're actually starting with a superior product and then adding your own kind of different mixtures to it and making it work that way.
You bet, you bet. So JBC sources incredible coffee from all around the world, and with that as a starting point, in our brewer kind of bringing out the best of the origins that they're bringing back, we feel like we have a great product that's accessible for people that are familiar with traditional coffee, but also has a great new spin on that for, there are many people who don't actually like the harshness of coffee that do enjoy cold brew. So.
And it's at 2 locations right now, so be sure you go visit our friends at Rosie's Coffee House and Cafe and get it there first.
Yes.
That's the important place. Go get it
Yeah.
there, and then you have fantastic donuts to go with too. Now, aside from this, I know there's a lot of different things, especially at Rosie's. They bake with different alcohols, coffees, you name it. Is this something you guys can take this nitro brew and bake with then?
We have already started to do that.
Of course you have.
Yes, we have the nitro glazed donut, and I brought some with me.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
that's
those
what
glazed
are.
ones. They are. We take the nitro brew and we go back into the bakery and turn it into a glaze, and you can come in and get the nitro combo, which is a nitro donut and a nitro cup of coffee, and that'll wake you up.
And also a badass name for a combo.
Yeah.
The Nitro combo. Now, I know you guys are doing a really cool happy hour now, which we haven't talked a lot about. Is a special like that something that's also available during your happy hour then?
Yep, we now have donut happy hour. It's 2 o'clock and after. It's buy one, get one free donut while supplies last. But pretty much if you buy anything, we're giving away free donuts. And you got to get there before the high school kids, like right at school, they're like charging down to get their donuts, and it's pretty exciting. It gets pretty hopping in there, and people are getting nitro brew in the afternoon for happy hour.
All I want is a bunch of high school kids hopped up on sugary donuts and nitro brew. Sounds like a blast. Now, aside from this seems like a really good, kind of with a cold brew, probably good any time of the year, but especially in fall with that nitro flavor where it looks a little bit more like a darker beer. Guinness, you and I were talking about, similar to that. That's got to be a good fall drink too, correct?
You bet. I mean, we're seeing that for a lot of people that it's something that, especially in like any afternoon if you've had lunch, like you don't necessarily want a harsh hot cup of coffee, but that cold brew, especially the nitro cold brew, is just a really refreshing drink to have kind of any time of day, and a lot of people are just, it's kind of become a year-round way to drink coffee.
I could see that. I don't like the hot coffee in the afternoon, but you know, iced coffee or something like this is going to be even better. So I'm looking forward to having some of that now. With seasonality, it is fall. We're going into pumpkin spice, everything all over the place. Do you guys have any other sort of seasonal flavors or seasonal varieties of things over it?
Well, of course, we have a pumpkin spice latte, and we can add our pumpkin spice syrup into the cold brew and give you a pumpkin spice cold brew. We also have the pumpkin cookies and pumpkin bars and pumpkin cupcakes and cheesecakes, and it's just everything pumpkin right now.
Pumpkin everything.
Yeah, and hot chocolate is really starting to
Yes.
kick into gear.
Now that it's getting cold, the hot chocolate's great. And you guys have really good hot chocolate, too.
We do. We use Sassy Cow cream in our hot chocolate, and our chocolate is Guittard, which is a very high-end chocolate brand.
No idea what that is, but it sounds
That's
great.
good.
It tastes good, I know that. So Guittard is something fancy I don't know about, but it makes fantastic hot chocolate. We know that much. And also, I gotta ask, because with the high school kids, you said coming in there and having coffee and donuts and things like that every school, they're glued to their phones or iPads. So I'm assuming you have Wi-Fi out there, so you could almost go there and get some work done while you're hanging out too.
Yeah, we sure do. We have free Wi-Fi, and even if we close it for, a lot of times we're there baking after, so we have our regulars just hanging out and using the Wi-Fi. But Wi-Fi is available all day long. People like to come have meetings, sip their cold brew, work on their computers, and get all their work done.
I think we want to do that next week. I'm gonna grab the girls that produce the show, and we're gonna go have our pre-production meeting over there and just work on Wi-Fi and drink a lot of coffee, and it'll be an exciting show. They're nodding at me, they like that idea too. Now with some of the other things that are going on there, how late do you guys actually stay? Because I know last time you came on the show, you got me up way too early so we could go bake donuts. But how late are you guys actually there baking then?
There's been times where I've met the morning crew. So we're, depending on what sort of orders are coming up, we can be in there around the clock. But sometimes I have someone who's in there with me, and we're there between 1 and 3 in the morning baking. And so I have a morning crew that's coming in for the morning so I don't, I get some sleep. But when I don't have sleep, I have my nitro brew.
So Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery, please go check them out. The baked goods are fantastic, from cakes to cupcakes to donuts, you name it, amazing stuff. And you gotta go there and try the new nitro brew. I'm very excited to have that. Kaz, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And Roy, welcome to the show, thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for having me.
We'll be back to more of the Restaurant Show in just a moment. Thank you for tuning into the Restaurant Show this week. We want to thank all of our guests for stopping by and letting us know some great places to eat in and around Madison. You can let me know some of the restaurants you would like to see here on the Restaurant Show using Twitter at Ash41 or hashtag TRSCW57 to tweet the show. Until next time, my name's Ryan Ashker and you're watching the Restaurant Show on CW57, where you can eat the best, forget the rest.